Welcome back to my channel, and this is the second episode for my eyes versus lips, lips versus eyes challenge that I am doing with Brandy, Samantha and Shay. So I'll have all them linked down below. So just a reminder that this challenge as such is a mashup of the September Lippy Challenge and the Pan Those Miraculous Palettes Challenge. September Lippy Challenge created by Samantha and Miraculous Palettes Challenge created by Brandy. So those will all be linked down below, and if you are interested on getting on board, it is not too late. Just check out Brandy and Samantha's Instagram, or even my Instagram if you're interested in the themes, the categories. That's it. And link, tag, that's the word, tag Brandy or Samantha in them. And also, if you're interested, you can tag me too, because I would love to see the looks that you come out with. Anyway, so this is my second episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick recap of last week and what I achieved in that week before going into next week. So I'm actually filming this on day 6 of the first week. So this is my day 6 lippy, and we will go from here. We'll start with day 1. We'll discuss our palettes. It will be all kinds of fun. Just letting you know, I will not be doing any swatches from the items from last episode. Yes. From last episode. If you're interested in seeing those, check out my last video, which will be up here somewhere. Check that one out just so you can see the swatches, but I will be doing swatches for what I'm going to be using going forward. Okay, the theme for the palette for first week was my oldest palette in my collection, and that I was working on the Urban Decay Black palette. In a discussion with Brandy, who had never heard of this palette before, I actually discovered this palette is approximately 10 years old. It was a part of the Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides collection. So yes, this palette is about 10 years old. I will say overall, I don't know if there's much change in the formula. It is still working great. It's not causing me any dramas. And I wouldn't say it's overly powdery or anything like that. But yes, it's 10 years old. Which can be quite shameful, really. But it is what it is, and I'm going to keep using it until it is not usable anymore. So as you can see, I haven't managed to hit pan on any additional shadows, but I have used every shadow in this palette at least once, which I'm very pleased about. Though I did use this as more of a companion palette, and I didn't use it by itself. So as you can see in today's eye look, I do have I think it is this one, Sabbath. Is that Sabbath? Yes. I do have Sabbath up in my crease, and I do have Black Dog in my outer corner, but I did incorporate both my Pan That palette, a shadow from this blue is from my Graveyard Project pan, and this red, which is from my Dude You Pan My Battleship, but is also part of the Panner's Pan project. So yes, I did use it more of a companion palette, and I did use these shades mostly in my crease and then used the black in my outer corner, but I did use it for all 7 days this week. So let's look at my lippies. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mention the day, mention the lippy, and I'm going to put up a picture somewhere around here of the look I created for that day. And just a reminder, all these looks incorporate the black palette. Okay, let's get started with day 1. For day 1, it was a mini lip product, and I used the Lip Lingerie in Slip. This is also in a project. It's in my Beauty A to C project, And I really do enjoy this lipstick. So it was probably a little bit of a cheaty move for me to use it here, which some of my lip products are a bit cheaty, but that's okay. I did enjoy using it. I have enjoyed using it the whole time I have been using it this year, and I probably would purchase it or something similar. I do have quite a few colours similar to this in my collection, but I would probably use a colour similar to this again. Day 2 was a lip product inspired by my favourite actress, and I chose Jessica Alba for this year. I don't know why, I just picked her. It just popped into my head and I thought, yep, I enjoy her as an actress. I very much loved her in Dark Angel. So I googled her, and as you do, and most pictures come up with her wearing quite a nude lipstick. So I decided to use my e.l.f. lipstick in Tea Rose. This is also in a project, but shh. And this is the look I created with it. I have been enjoying this lip product. I have used it more than once, but it has a very odd smell. And I don't know if that's what they're meant to smell like. Because I did get this, oh, did I get that on my nose? I did get this on clearance, so I don't know if maybe it's close to going bad or not, but it doesn't taste bad or anything, and the smell, it doesn't smell bad as such. It kind of smells, it smells like it has a fragrance in it, but I'm not really sure. So anyone who has more than just the one, because I've only got the one e.l.f. matte, liquid matte lipstick, please let me know if you think they have an interesting smell, because I can't pick what it is. But anyway, moving on to day 3. So day 3 is the darkest shade in my collection, and I went with the Lip Tensity lipstick from Matte, and this is in Stallion, and this is black. Now these Lip Tensity lipsticks, when they come out a few years ago, from my understanding, they use some fancy technology and they're meant to be the purest form of a shade. So I'm assuming that this is the purest form of black. That's why I picked this one over my other black lipsticks in my collection, because I do have a couple, but this is definitely my darkest black in my collection. If anyone's watched my Pan as Pan introduction, you will see me wearing this shade. I also put it on my my Instagram, because I am on the fence about this product. So first off, I mixed these two shades together. I've got a picture up here somewhere. This is the Jeffree Star Velour lipstick in Venus Flytrap, and it is this beautiful green, but like I said, I can't really use it. It might actually have too much of something in it, and I feel like it also makes my teeth look quite yellow when I'm wearing it. Then I put on top of that the Strictly Vinyl Lip Gloss by NYX. When I purchased this online, I did not realize it was a lip gloss. The pictures didn't make it look like it was a shiny, sticky lip gloss. But this is what I bought, thinking it would be a matte lipstick or even a shiny, glossy lipstick, but I didn't think it was going to be a lip gloss. But this is in Bad Seed. The color is stunning. It's this deep darky, I thought it would be more this foresty green, but it's more this tealy kind of aqua-y. When you sheer it out, it's more aqua and teal than green, but it is lovely. But it is still a lip gloss. So I'm really on the fence. I think I'm going to try wearing it by itself once rather than wearing it with an undercover. Or I do have another green lipstick in my collection by Australis, which is more of a grass green, a dark green. I'll try wearing it over that rather than this color as well and see how that goes. Day 5 was a shimmery lip, and I chose this Australis Liquid lipstick, which is in Sun Rays, Golden Rays, what is it in? Gold Rays. And oh, I just love the smell. These Australis lip products have got such a sweet, overly sweet candy. My sister thinks they smell like bubblegum, a real bubblegum sweet scent. Like Hubba Bubba almost. But I love the smell. This would probably be more of a topper, I think, than all by itself. I did wear it by itself, and I put layers and layers on top of each other to get what I ended up with. And then it kind of pebbled a bit in the middle and come off, but though I did still have leftover on the outer rim when I got home from work. I did enjoy this colour, though I would probably more wear it as a topper rather than by itself in the future. Day 6, which is the shade I'm wearing today, is the oldest lip product in my collection, and that is my Body Shop Colour Crush in 101. This is a very red lipstick, and I love it. I have loved it for a very long time, but I've still got about this much left, and I think because my lipstick collection has massively increased over the last few years, I tend to not pull for this as much. I used to wear this as my go-to going out lipstick. Now I'm tending to lean towards a different shades, a lot more browns and even some like nudie, pinky tones rather than these bright reds. And I think some of that is because it is, though it's a very good lipstick, and if you blot it down it does stay quite well, it's still a lipstick. I tend to be going more towards the liquid lips at the moment. The longer lasting the better, but I still love this lipstick, and I definitely enjoyed wearing it today with this look. And last but not least, the lipstick I'll be wearing tomorrow, which is the 7th day of this project. It is my brightest shade. That is my NYX Liquid Suede in Pink Lust, and boy is it pink. So now moving on to next week's challenge. So let's start with the Miraculous Palettes Challenge. And the theme for week 2 is your most neutral palette. Now, neutral is not really my thing. So I had to search through all my palettes, and to be honest, I don't really have a neutral palette. So the most neutral palette I have within my collection is actually new to my collection, and it is the OXX Studio Shadows palette in Mocha. And I've never used this before, so this is going to be new for both you and me. Let's open this up. So as you can see, overall, apart from these 3 shadows here, this is what I would consider a very neutral nude palette. Lots of warm, earthy tones. These ones here are quite cool. I would probably say this is also a cool brown, and this one could be considered cool, but otherwise they're quite warm and earthy, I guess. Though I will say having a neutral palette in this mix was quite good, because this weekend I'm actually going away on a girls' weekend to Clare, which is a wine region. So having a neutral palette as the main palette for the week is very good, because I don't have to try to mix in shadows that are really not going to work. And being neutral, it still gives me a lot of room to play by adding companion pieces to it, which I will probably do. Though for at least one day of the week, I am going to only use this palette. So let's do I'll do some swatches for you. We'll start from this top one and we'll just move down like this. So the first one, these do not have, let me just double check before I don't want to turn out I'm lying. These actually don't have names. So I'm just going to swatch them out to my arm, then I'm going to show you and we're going to discuss. Okay, so here are the swatches, and I'm going to say straight up, I'm kind of disappointed. First up, let's move in a bit closer. Let's move this light a bit differently. Can you see that better? Yes. This one here, which you can just kind of see, and this one here are these first two shades right here. And they hardly come out at all. Let me try to do, that's the brown. Let me do that one again. All right, there we go. We got a bit more coming out. And let me do the one next to it, that white. I had to really, it's still quite light, but that is kind of expected considering the shade, but that is those ones there. So the first top row are the first four just here, and they are quite similar. Moving on, we've got the next couple, which are still, the browns were very patchy, I guess, very powdery and all quite similar. Then these two here, which I actually thought that this one would be a lot more blue, it come out more of a gunmetal grey. This next one here, which is this really light blue, I actually thought that that is what the blue would look like. So I thought this one would be a lot lighter than it is. Now these ones along the bottom. As you can see, I don't know if they're dual chrome, maybe not, but I thought this one would be more of a grungy green kind of shade. And as you can see here, I would consider just these are gold. So this is the greeny colored one. This is the one next to it, the next one, and the next one. So these are all quite similar. A lot more similar than what I thought they were going to be from going by the palette. So I'd definitely say this is a very neutral palette, and maybe my disappointment is also from the fact that neutrals are not really my thing. So for me, this doesn't really inspire me. I do think that these shimmers down the bottom will be quite lovely, but overall the palette doesn't create excitement in me. So I think I will definitely be pulling in another palette or two to have those different pops of color, but we'll see how this week goes. Now let's move on to the lipsticks, which I will do swatches on this arm. So day 8 is a shade that you wouldn't normally wear. So I picked the Cravings Natural and Organic lipstick in Lady Pink. And this is a very baby pink, which is definitely not a shade I would normally wear. So let me just pull up a swatch. Yes, it is very, very, very baby pink. Let's see how that goes. I was given this by a friend, that's why I have it in my collection. Though it is not a shade that I tend to go for very often. The next lip for day 9 is also a lipstick I was given by a friend, and it is for the lipstick closest to your natural lip. I chose this Karl Lagerfeld Plus Model Co lipstick in Paris, and I'm not sure if it's still good. It has such a plasticky smell. It is very, very strange. So that's the color there. Let me give you a swatch. It's definitely a mauvey brown, and it does quite it does match my natural lips quite a lot. But it is the smell. It almost creates this like, the smell of it creates like a plasticky taste in the back of your mouth. So I don't know if this is still good. I got it and it smelled like that. But I do not know how long my friend had it because it was a declutter of theirs. But I just can't bring myself to get rid of it at this point. So the next one is a product that matches the decade you were born. And I was born in 1988, so I'm an 80s baby. In that way, though a lot of the times I would probably say I'm a 90s kid because I spent majority of my time in that decade, sorry. But I went for this Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Lip Color in. Now, what is it in? It is Plum This Show. And it is a deep, dark, plummy red. And I picked this color because I went back and I thought, let's have a little bit of a look of the colors that is the worst swatch in the history of swatches, but the colors that were worn by a lot of the, I guess, actresses, etc. in the 80s. And Madonna, this is who I decided to base this on. She wore a lot of red vampy lips during the 80s. So this is the one that I decided to go with. And next up is a bold statement lip. And I would probably say a lot of my lips are bold statement lips. But I decided to go with the Maybelline Stay Matte Ink in Explorer, which is this dark navy blue. And I would definitely class this as a bold statement lip. And I love it. So that is it just there. It is deep, it is dark, and it is very, very blue. Only 2 more to go. So for day 6, it was get someone else to pick. So I got my sister in, and she ended up picking, taking into consideration, like I said, we're going to be on a wine tour girls weekend this weekend. She picked for me Protector, which is also a Super Stay matte ink in this deep dark brown, and I love this color. This is probably one of my favorite colors. I think last year I might have actually chose this one for my go-to lip. So this is one of my faves, and it stays so well. If you are interested in hearing more about my Maybelline Stay Matte Ink collection, I will link it up above, so make sure to check it out. But I really love this formula. And technically this is not day 6, it is day 13, but sometimes my brain just does not want to work properly. Now for day 14, it was your choice, and I wasn't really sure. I would normally pick it obviously the morning of, but because we are still going to be away, I had to pick early. So I decided to go with a new lip to my collection, which is a Wet n Wild liquid catsuit, which this is the only one of these I have in my collection, and this one is in Rebel Rose. And I thought, no matter what I decide to wear or not wear on that day, this will definitely hopefully match. So this is the color here. It is a very rosy nude, I think. And hopefully we'll see how this goes, because like I said, this is brand new and I have never worn it before. So these are the 7 lips, and this is my palette that I will be working on for the next week. Just as I was about to pack up, I realized I had not included my lip product for day 14. Now day 14 is a use a lip pencil to fill in your lips. Now the only types of lip pencils that I have are these Cure Me I think they're called something like makeup pencils. They're meant to be able to be used on your eyes or on your lips. So I've decided to use one of those, and this is the Cure Me makeup pencil in rose gold, which is a part of my Beauty A to Z product. Let me give you a swatch. So can you see that? That is what it looks like. I have used this on my lips before. So let me just move that light. That might be better. Is that better? So I have used this before, so I do know how it turns out, but I'm going to use that for day 14. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on my picks and my previous picks, and what was your favorite look out of the last 7 looks that out of the looks from the last 7 days that I put up. I would love to hear your thoughts on all of the above, and I look forward to seeing how this week goes and going into week 3. So I'm Verity. That was week 2 of my Lips versus Eyes challenge with Brandy, Samantha and Shay. And now to the outro.